Yeah, I get that.
Simplicity, I heard a quote once, simplicity is divinity. Less is more.
Mm.
Simple, right?
Totally. Yeah, I said that yesterday. Less is more. It's like less is more.
Less is more sometimes.
Less is always more. The mind's always like, give me more, la la la. And it's just like, no, just do less. Like everything that's like the journey, like I was saying yesterday, it's so simple, but it's like the mind needs to make it so big that it's too simple for the mind to understand. Like it couldn't, whoa, it can't be that simple. But I mean, it's not easy, but it's simple when you break it down. Like it's just simplicity.
Nothing.
There's nothing technical
That's
or hard
that's
in this journey.
that's the we can make it complicated or we can make it simple. There's a
We
time
do.
for complexity and a time for
Yeah.
simplicity. There's a there's Bible
Yeah. Humans
verses
love to
based on this.
complicate things.
Yes.
Totally. Like humans complicate everything, and that's where the mind gets involved in the ego, and it just starts stirring around like a hamster wheel. And you're just like, no, 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 like take it down. Like you were talking about mushrooms yesterday, and I
Yeah.
can remember back. I don't usually talk about this stuff, but I'll talk about it with you. Um, I remember I did some mushrooms with, and it was like a shamanic journey with it was our ayahuasca shaman, and we got some really really beautiful mushrooms, and some
Nice.
guys from Russia even. It was people from all over the world, kind of. I think they were here for ceremony too
You
and
did
doing other stuff. So we
mushrooms.
ended up doing this.
Can we back up? You did mushrooms with Russians? Did I hear that correctly?
I totally did. Yeah, I've done it because I've done like in Peru, I did tons of ayahuasca with people all over the world. So I've met lots of Russians, and it's really cool because they have such a different demeanor.
They
But
do.
this
There's a
one guy,
comedian.
I
I
can't remember his name.
just want to jump in real
Yeah.
quick before you share. There's this one comedian who did an entire set on Russians, and because of their accent, doesn't matter what they say, it sounds like they're threatening to kill you. They could be saying good morning, and it sounds like I'm going to fucking kill you. And they're
It's very serious too. Like they look very serious. Like everybody I've met has been very serious. Like even the girls, the guys, and I'm like, oh wow, this is neat. Like it's just neat to get used to that. But
yeah.
I sat with this guy, and we just done I think I feel ceremony like a couple days before that or the day before, so we were all like still very open.
Mhm.
And then we did this mushroom trip, and I remember having a connection. This is when I was kind of going through a cosmic phase and connecting with like Blue Avian and stuff like that. But I ended up chatting with this awesome Russian dude, and I forget his name, and I get like love to you if I could remember. But we sat outside, and you know, you go through those epiphanies, and sometimes it's with a person or it's with yourself. And of course, you're on mushrooms, and you're just like, I sat
Everything
with this
makes
guy.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It just was so clear, and him and I were like going back and forth, like we'd been buddies forever, of course, because that's it was a soul chemistry that needed to happen, and it was just for that one moment, and everything became we always ended up like this is so simple. Like we were looking back and forth for like 2 or 3 hours, and people kept coming outside, and we're like, "Don't you see how simple this is? Like, do you not see the simplicity?" We weren't being mean; we were being like smiling, but and people didn't know what we were talking about. But me and him were in such a groove, talking about how like because I was already pretty conscious at that point, talking about how things, how to release things and do things, and how the mind overcomplicates everything. And it always kept coming back to me and him being like, "It's so simple." And I can just remember his accent every single time we said it. But like we got it. You know what I mean? And that was like a big shift point for me because I went when I moved forward, I just kept it never left me. Like it was meant to happen, right? So it's like that stuck in me so much. Like it's so simple, and every time it got complicated, I just kept saying this, but just make it more simple. Like how can you make this more simple? Why are you overcomplicating everything? Like bring it in.
A
And then I
friend
just
of
kept doing
mine,
that.
we were walking one day and he said quanticated. He created a word because that's what we can do. We're
Totally.
creators.
Yeah.
And
It's a
so
neat word.
quanticated, it's simple yet complicated. So we quantify it because it's quanticated.
Yeah, that makes yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.